we have pretty big objective. Actually, this last Spider-Man game is the biggest game we've ever done at Beanox in terms of resource, time, whatever, how much you want to count this. This is just the next evolution in the Spider-Man world. Well, just look at the web swing. I mean, it's just incredible, that new camera that we've done. I mean, we put the camera much closer to the character so that you really feel connected to Spider-Man, and it gives you an incredibly new, really cool web swinging experience. The combat is also one of the things that we've completely redesigned. So it is now much more fluid as you move from one enemy to the next. You can use your web shoot to immobilize people, and you can get all sort of crazy things with them. So this is something that's really new for the Spider-Man license.
Obviously, we talked about characters briefly, but what characters can we expect? What are you talking about here at E3 2012?
Well, we're talking about multiple things. But before we get into character, there's this new awesome feature called the Web Rush that we're actually seeing on the screen.
Okay.
That at any time you can actually use the Web Rush button to slow down time and make a tactical choice about your next move and pull out those crazy things, such as selecting things like one of the many side missions we have, such as a car chase here. And you're going to see that actually by combining the web swing and the web rush, you're able to very precisely moving from one point to another and take out this getaway car as only Spider-Man can do. And again, like, notice how closer the camera is to the character.
It is.
You will feel connected to Spidey as never before.
Yeah, obviously this seems a lot different than what we saw with Shattered Dimensions. Obviously a game focused specifically on that story, which was a good story.
Yeah.
Story-wise, what can we expect from this setup?
Well, first, it's obviously based. It's a movie tie-in, so it's based in the universe of the movie of the same name. But Marvel and Sony allowed us to set our story after the events of the movie, which allowed us to really introduce all sort of new elements, including new Marvel villains such as Rhino that we're going to see in a second. But we also have many others like Scorpion that we just announced at this E3, and many others. Felicia Hardy is also making a comeback as a cat burglar, which is really nice.
Here's Rhino right here. Talk a little bit about his impact in the gameplay experience and what we can expect a fan favorite character like him.
Yeah, he's really cool. Well, obviously we had to rewrite his origin story as all the other Marvel villains. So this time around, he's not a guy in a suit. He is actually a rhino that has been merged with human DNA, and that has created this incredible brute force character, and that you're gonna have to obviously dodge and everything, and squeeze him, in this case, in a SWAT truck, and then use your web rush in order to take him down.
Right. Obviously, last year's game generated a lot of fan reaction, as always Spider-Man games will always do. Yeah. Was it what you heard from fans that made you apply different changes, these drastic changes to gameplay, or was it something on the radar to always do to make it more in sync with the film, or what were the creative objectives there?
Well, there's two things. First, there was this we really wanted at Beanox to provide you something completely fresh. Like we did Shattered Dimension, then Edge of Time, but we wanted to reinvent Spider-Man. So that's the first thing. Second thing is that every fan out there was telling us, you guys did a great job with Shattered Dimension. Now, where's the open world? Where's the free roaming element? How can I have this ultimate playground that Spider-Man, that is Spider-Man? So that's why we developed Manhattan. But we did not do any Manhattan. It's actually a new and evolved Manhattan. It changed as the story changed. It's just it's awesome. Everything, just from a visual standpoint, it's going to be the best looking Manhattan you've ever seen in a Spider-Man game.
That's a big promise. I really hope so. Talk a little bit about the environments themselves. You're on record with that.
On record.
As far as the environments themselves and being able to get around, obviously this is every Spider-Man's dream to be able to swing through Manhattan like that. How expansive in scope are the environments?
It's actually pretty big. The entire game, actually, we've been our QA team has clocked it about 30 hours of gameplay, which is kind of pretty large. But we also have, on top of Manhattan, we're featuring a lot of indoor levels that are really cool and are crafted really tightly around the story. We feel that sometimes we need that, and to really tell the best story ever. Oh, look at that. That's just awesome. That's one of the many hunter robots that actually Oscorp sent after the cross species, like Rhino. But you are a cross species as well, so of course you get to be shot by this hunter robot. And that's just one of the smaller one. Actually, there are huge hunter robots that get out in the middle of Manhattan that you're going to fight, and all sort of crazy stuff.
So a much more action-packed sequence. I mean, they've been action-packed, but this is the pinnacle of action for Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, and much more cinematic as well. I mean, pretty much like most of the sequences that we have in the game have been mocapped and studio and everything. We've thrown everything to make it like give the Spider-Man the ultimate game that he deserves. I mean, he's one of the most loved superheroes out there, and it's just we needed to give him that game, and that's incredible.